Hodu la Yawa Kitov, Ki le Olam Chazdo. So this is the beginning of the Energy Conference of Shavuot 2018, where we will be discussing Paleo-Hebrew. Everybody has to turn off their cell phone, just kidding. And we'll be talking maybe about the constellations, the Mazarot, and we'll probably be talking about how to hear what the words speak from Yahuwah's own voice, as it says in Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 4. And for now, we'll be talking to Linda about food.
Grain energy drink.
Hey, John? Okay,
Yes.
it's all yours. What do you have to say?
Okay, so Eric said he's talking about the frequency and how those affect us, frequency of different things in our world. Well, one of those ways that things that affects us is our food and what we put into our body temples. So if these mortal bodies are going to be the house or the bait of the Most High, we need to have the finest things to go into them to make them vibrate the highest frequency that we can possibly do that. And the best way to do that is to eat live food that is a high frequency. And the highest frequency foods are greens. And a lot of people kind of choke on that because it doesn't taste like we're used to. But let me tell you, it grows on you, especially if you want to feel better. So if something has been cooked, you've destroyed the frequency of it. It fills a hole, but it doesn't make you alive.
Unless you don't microwave it, that makes it better, right?
No, it changes the chemistry so that it's not even usable to your body.
So the food isn't even usable to your body if you microwave it?
That is my understanding. There may be differences of opinion to that.
What about if you boil water in a microwave?
Then you're ingesting that frequency, I suppose.
Well, the whole idea, the way a microwave works, is it adds heat or waves that start to alter, if not the chemical configuration, it certainly changes the vibration, which is what energy is. So you're changing the frequency, the vibration of the molecules of the water by putting them in a microwave, or even any food in a microwave. So for somebody to say it ruins or destroys the food value, that's one consideration. But the other fact is, whether or not it does that, it certainly is changing the frequency, because that's how it works. So you're changing the frequency of the molecular pieces of the food, the molecules of food you're trying to ingest. You're altering its frequency by putting it in a microwave or even heating it up. But if you go raw, what are you actually getting?
You're ingesting food as Elohim made it, as He made it for us to consume. We don't have to do anything to it. We pick it and we eat it.
So there's, regardless of whether it can be properly identified, you're getting an incredible different value of what you're eating if you eat raw.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So, and the reason we started on this quest was because of health challenges. And we went to a wonderful place that taught us about this in Georgia, called the Living Foods Institute. And we spent our days making green drinks, learning recipes that were raw.
So anybody can Google Living Foods Institute in Georgia.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And in 10 or 15 days, you can, everybody, I would say the majority of people that were there had profound changes in how they felt and how their bodies were working and operating.
So if you don't believe this, just try it yourself and see.
Try it yourself, look at the testimonies at the website. So the big thing is in the trying it yourself. So since that time, since we've been away from there even, every day we continue to make our green drinks because we feel the most vital and the most alive and the most the highest frequency if we do that. Now, some people say carrot juice, we were both used to making carrot juice, that's too much sugar. But we have found that fiber in food, if you use the whole food in the Vitamix or the high-powered blender, the fiber helps to balance the sugar of the carrot juice. So that gives you a variety. You can have a green drink, and then later you can have a carrot juice, or you can mix them. So you're getting the compacted nutrients of the juicing plus all the fiber of making the whole food. So that's kind of the best of both worlds, we feel.
Okay, so what do you got going on here that you're going to put in the blender?
Okay, so we start with 4 or 5 cups of water, and you can put, you know, all of this is totally up to how you want to customize it so that it'll taste good to you and you'll drink it. If it's great stuff and you don't like how it tastes, you won't drink it, it doesn't do you any good. Okay, so we're starting with that, and then we're putting 4 handfuls of your whatever greens you want. So here we've got spinach and salad mix and sprouts. And here are some sunflower seed sprouts that we've made. And
So you just put out the sunflower seeds and let them sprout. You did them
you
yourself.
sprout them like you do alfalfa seeds or something. Okay, these are really, anything that is sprouted and alive has a very high frequency. Okay, so here we've got sunflower sprouts. Here we've got lentil sprouts. So you put we put about a half cup. Well, let's see.
So again, you didn't go to the store and buy lentil sprouts. You bought lentils and you put them in
And we sprouted them.
and you sprouted them. So you have to make this stuff yourself at home.
And you do, and here's garbanzo sprouts.
And from what I understand, the change that happens in the organic matter, the garbanzo bean, the lentil itself, as soon as it sprouts, everything's different than it was before. So if you get dried grain or eat bread that's been baked, it's going to be a whole different real thing than a live sprout. The live sprout is the way to go.
Dandelion leaves from the yard.
You just got them from the yard. Did you wash them off first? You know what's been out there?
Right.
Oh, good.
Okay, so let's put some garbanzos in there. And you can put, you can sprout buckwheat, you can sprout, what were some other things, John, that we sprouted?
Well, why don't we talk about
Yeah,
what's going
okay.
in this?
All right, so, would you like to?
You go ahead.
Okay,
I can get you
You
some
can wash
fresh
these.
asparagus if you'd like.
you can do that. Okay, so we're gonna put 4 handfuls. Here's 1, 2, 3.
You know, the great thing about doing this green drink too is that usually when you buy a whole package of greens like this, you end up throwing half of them in the garbage because they rot, because you never get that much, 4 handfuls. That's too big of a salad to eat. But when you do it this way, you can drink it throughout the day and you're making use of what you've bought.
Right, so here we've got alfalfa sprouts. You can put anything you want. Here's the dandelion greens. You can go out in your yard and pick what you've got out there that you should be learning what's growing in your yard.
You don't really
Put
have
them
to
in
pull them
there.
apart, do you? Or do you?
Well, I don't guess you'd have to. Okay,
That's
then
the
we're
job of the
putting,
Vitamix, isn't it?
you can put a half an apple. We're going to put a whole apple because it just tastes better that way. Okay, and we usually add a lemon just because it helps the flavor.
Isn't the rind of the lemon supposed to be one of the best things you can have?
You can do that. Sometimes it's
That's what the
tart.
point
And,
is.
yeah, we leave the pith on it because that has the bioflavonoids that help your cellulars.
But what about the yellow
Structure.
part of the lemon skin? Isn't that
It's-
supposed to have good stuff
You
too?
can do that. If it's organic, you can do that. If it's not organic, don't leave the skin.
Okay.
Okay? All right, and then a half to a full avocado.
Now I've heard some people say that avocado seeds are great to put in also.
Well, we're learning that there are, is it laetrile? that's in avocado seeds?
Yes.
So you can do that. We have not started doing that yet.
No?
We've just
Grind the
learned
seeds
about that.
You want to grind them separately, not in with this?
Right.
Okay, I've never done that. It just seems like throwing a rock in that could break the machine, but I don't know. Maybe it's...
Right.
Do you need a special machine to grind the avocado beans or avocado seeds?
Well, depends, but in this, you don't put the seed in. You put
Okay.
just the avocado.
And what is dulce?
Okay, dulse is a seaweed, sea vegetable that has your iodine and minerals that are good for you. So
Okay.
between a teaspoon and a tablespoon of that, we'll just add it in there.
Dulce means sweet in Spanish, but it's spelled with a C
That
instead of an
looks
Okay.
F.
like dirt.
All right, so then we put the lid on.
Well, Linda,
What? Okay. Asparagus. We're gonna customize it here.
Freshly picked.
Freshly picked, all right? So you can see that you would never eat this much on your plate. And the idea of breaking it down and having it in a juice is that your body can utilize it better. It can get to the cells quicker without using all the energy to digest it. You want to have that part of your energy go to using the nutrients for healing and not for digestion. Okay, so the lid is over here.
So the
So that's a-
individual frequencies of each of these plants, which have a plethora of frequencies in each one, we're making available for immediate absorption.
Yes,
So the idea that you just said that because you're doing the digestion process here,
yes.
you're saving body energy that would otherwise go to get it breaking down to the state that it can then make use of. So all the energy can be put to making these nutrients go to immediate use. That's an interesting point.
Yes.
Are we really doing anything other than doing the mastication or the chewing? Are we really doing digestion? Or are we making it more available to our digestive system? Just a
Your
question.
body is not using as much energy to digest as it would if you ate the whole plant. It can use more of your initial energy for healing
Okay.
than for digestion.
All right, all right.
But yeah, your digestive juices are going to have to digest the juice,
Mm-hmm.
but it won't be as much.
So Linda, you have been doing natural raw foods for years, and yet now at this point in time you've determined this is about the best it can get right here, right?
Well, I've spent my life mostly as a vegetarian and raised a family that way. We picked herbs off our mountain, we were our own doctor. We ate good food, but we never went raw. And to me it was just a little, we always had a salad, we ate some raw things, but
But going
this is
raw
the-
was just a little bit wacky.
it seemed like that's some, wheatgrass juice every day, that's something hippies do. I don't know. But when we saw the results of doing that every day, wheatgrass juice, which we have not successfully done that on our own yet. We're still learning that. That is the highest powered greens that you can drink is wheatgrass juice. And it takes some time to grow it and harvest it and drink it every day. But that's the ultimate. So this is the best that we've done so far in our lives. John made carrot juice when I met him. He gardened, he did all those things right. I did things right most of my life, but we didn't do this every day. And this is making the difference.
And this is well worth all this effort.
It is
And
well.
show them how
worth
much
all this
effort it takes to do this.
Okay, here we
start your
go.
engine,
Start your engine.
left side, turn it to low.
Low.
It's going for 1 full minute this time. 1 full minute, okay.
process that for about a full minute. And if you do it too long, then the heat can start breaking down the nutrients, and you want to be careful not to do it too long. Now, we didn't add pineapple. Something, you want to add some pineapple? Just, is there anybody that can't eat pineapple? It'll just make it taste a little better.
Pineapple for the topping.
Or you can put a banana. Sometimes that kind of takes the green bite out of it. Shall we put a banana?
Sure, plenty of them over there.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Pineapple for the topping and banana.
You've got to make it so that you'll get it down. Okay?
So what you're saying is don't put wheatgrass juice in it, right?
No. You only need about a shot glass of wheatgrass juice every morning, and it doesn't keep. You have to make it fresh every day.
So that's kind of a joke. Most people can't stand wheatgrass juice. I happen to think it tastes pretty good myself, but
Well, that's what I always heard, but what we drank wasn't bad. And you're just drinking a little bit of it. You don't want to drink a whole lot of it because that can be too intense of a detox. All right,
there you go.
taste it.
And it doesn't get any more high-tech than that.
It doesn't. This will last about a day, maybe two, and then after that it'll start getting bubbly. And you need to make it fresh every day if you're serious.
So what does it mean if it's getting bubbly? What's actually happening?
It's fermenting.
Which means what's happening at the cellular level?
Well, let's ask my chemist husband.
Drink it. Go ahead.
Fermentation,
Green mustache. Let's do that.
fermentation is the digestion by bacteria without sufficient oxygen, so you create alcohols and other, which I've heard of can be very healthy.
So an interesting thing, a friend of mine, neighbor, had some apple juice that he had in his freezer, and they were moving, so they were unloading the freezer, and this stuff had been in there since 1996. So it's been 20 years, 22 years. And he says, hey, it's still perfectly good apple juice. It's been frozen the whole time. So I got a bottle of it from him, and I had it sitting in the back of my truck, and it was a warm day, and then another day and another day. It sat out there for a week and never fermented, never swelled up. And it said to me, this thing is completely dead of any organic benefit.
Was the bottle sealed though?
Yeah, the bottle was sealed. It never swelled up at all.
Okay.
No fermentation, no organic processes were happening, which means that apple juice that had been frozen for 20 years, to me it was saying, well, this stuff really isn't any good. I mean, it might have some minerals, but there's no enzyme action, there's no bio-vitality in that apple juice. Never did ferment or bubble or... So when you get, like they say, there's hamburgers you can buy that can sit for 20 years and never get moldy, it's because there's no life in them.
You just made me realize my
Eric, you need to try some.
definition of
Thank you.
fermentation was wrong. You need oxygen
Tastes like a salad.
because the bubbling
It tastes
is
like
carbon
a salad,
dioxide that
that's
is
right.
coming off of the digestion. So if it was sealed, it did not get any
I
oxygen,
can taste the pineapple.
so it's not going to ferment.
Well, I opened the top. Opened the
Oh,
top,
you
and
did?
I did open the top and have a little bit of a drink, and it tasted like apple juice, but
And it feels like it's bubbling.
I
Do
can't
you have
explain
paper
all that.
cups?
no, you're the soil scientist. Gosh.
We don't want to wash
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say about this? It tastes great. It tastes
Tastes
green.
great.
It
Tastes
doesn't
green.
taste real sweet. It doesn't taste like it's got sugar or anything else put
Well,
in
this
it.
young lady said it tastes like drinking a salad.
Yeah? Do you want to be on camera? Do you want to say something? Here, you want to be on camera. You want to make videos. What do you have to say about this drink?
It tastes like a salad and it's bubbly.
Is that a good thing?
Yes.
You wanted to be, your name is Dakota, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted to be on video, so this is your chance. What do you have to say to everybody watching this about eating this stuff? Sorry, I surprised you. I didn't give you any warning about doing this to you.
Well, it's yummy.
It's yummy. That's the best words that can be said. Thank you, Dakota. All right, are we done, or do you have anything else you want to put on this piece?
That's it.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.